Hey guys, so we got some interesting news last night. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Let's Talk Human Sense. Like I said before, we had some interesting news come through, and we're just going to sit and talk about it for a minute because it's a lot of people out there panicking. And I get it. I understand. It takes a little more insight and a little more education on your part, my part, whoever's involved in this, to kind of just chill a little bit, because this whole thing that's going on between Ripple and the SEC is a total game. You got to remember, they do not want you in this situation. And Ripple is making such a huge impact in the financial industry as far as cross-border payments and derivatives that they're going to get into. And I truly believe that they're going to become a bank eventually. I really do. They are going to make such a big impact. Certain individuals and certain entities, certain institutions don't want that to happen yet until they have a portion of what's going on. There was an individual that was talking about how banks work. If you give the bank $100, that bank is going to loan that money out to someone else and make interest off of your money. And when that person puts that $100 back into the bank, they're going to loan that $100 out to someone else and make money on it. And it's going to continue to go like that. And a lot of people don't even understand when you go in to try to take out a large amount, they kind of restrict you from doing that. It's because the money's not in there. They're lending this stuff out to people. And the US dollar is what they are. That's their tool. That's their avenue. And they don't want to give up control of that power that it has as far as being able to take those certain percentages and profits off of that catalyst that they use right now, because they're not in this financial industry right now. They didn't come in at ground zero, and they kind of missed out on this situation. So they have certain individuals out there causing amok, causing chaos to keep you out of it and keep me out of it until they get a bigger portion of it. And then what they're going to do, they're going to use that asset the same way they're doing the US dollar or whatever fiat or whatever they're using. What individuals don't realize is fiat is only what we believe it is. It only has value because they tell us it has value and we believe it. If you don't know that fiat was created to hold the value of how much gold you have in your vaults. So for instance, if I had $100,000 worth of gold, that fiat bill, that certificate for that gold showing I have that value as a promissory note to say that I have the gold to back it up. When Nixon took it off of the gold standard in 1971, that ended that value on that particular asset, on that method, the dollar, the fiat. And this whole thing is about keeping that idea of individuals trusting the value in that piece of paper. And Ripple and other digital assets out there like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a couple of the protocols are changing that and making it an even playing field for not just the US dollar, but other individuals around the world. So This whole thing that's going on with the SEC and Ripple is to slow it down. You guys got to realize that. It's to slow it down so they can either get a portion of it or have something created where they can compete against it. I don't know. No one knows. None of us knows. Some people say, well, if that's the case, then why are you invested in this particular product? It's because it's my choice, first of all. Just like I say, I am not a financial advisor. You do what's best for you. Always research and go out there and do your due diligence to make sure that you are researching whatever company, whatever product you are putting investment into. Don't take my word for it or anybody else's word for it out there that I want to say promoting, but believing in this protocol and involved in this protocol. This is my choice. I just think that Ripple has so many connections with so many banks around the world, so many institutions and entities. I think it's a bigger situation going on behind closed doors than normal individuals want to understand. The SEC would not be bothering Ripple or XRP or trying to take it out of your hands or my hands if it wasn't important. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't care. Some of these other coins that they just let run amok, I say it all the time, hamster coin, frog coin, I don't know, coin. They don't care about that. They let some of that stuff just run up amok and people rug pulled and people lost money. So I say you always be careful what you get involved with. But I knew that they were going to appeal. And again, that whole situation with them appealing is not only to, like I say, hold the asset to a certain level, it's also to play mind games with you, me, anybody involved. Uncertainty. If it's, man, I don't know what's going on. They're suing them. What's going to happen? It's going to go to the Supreme Court and they're going to rule against them. And they may, I don't know. Well, no one knows, but that is the risk you have to take. If you're going to be in any type of asset, you're going to have to take some type of risk. It's just how it is. You're not going to be able to get in any type of asset that has a high reward and not have a high risk of being damaged in any way. That's just what you are opening yourself to. So I always say, diversify. Don't just put your money in one asset. My funds are put into different assets, not just digital currencies, not just digital protocols, but gold, silver, palladium, land, different digital protocols, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, VeChain, XLM, Algo, AVAX. Diversify all over the place, not just one protocol, because you'll get yourself in a lot of trouble putting it into one protocol. That's dangerous. Never, ever do that. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever you want, but I'm telling you what I do. I don't do that because you don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to Ripple. I don't. I have a good feeling that they're going to be around and it's going to be a great impact on this financial industry. It's going to be the railroads of the industry, moving all this stuff around, all this tokenized assets, land, gold, silver, stocks, other fiats around the world. I think they're going to have a really big impact on that. Not just them, because there'll be other protocols, but the industry that you see now where you have thousands and thousands and thousands of tokens, it's going to shrink down to a couple of hundred, maybe even double digits. We don't know. But I do think it's going to shrink. Even Brad Garlinghouse said that it's not going to be anything close to how many tokens we have out there now. And I do believe that. But again, this whole thing is a mind game. You can stay in it or you can get out of it. I personally was waiting on them to appeal. I knew what they were going to do. And you know what I did? I bought more. If you watch my video before this, I spoke about that. I knew they were going to do it. I was waiting on it. And when it went down, I bought more. And if it goes down again, I'm gonna buy more. So go right ahead. We may have to wait 4 years for it to skyrocket. We don't know. It may miss this bull run. We don't know. That's the risk you have to take. It may take 10 years, but the smart investor don't care about it taking 5, 10, 15 years. They don't care. It's like planting a garden. Put it in the ground and forget about it and go do something else. Take your mind off of it. Take your mind off of it. And in 10 years, come back and look for it. If it takes that long, fine. If I don't get it, someone else will get it in my family. Someone else that I love. You know, nephews, children, somebody. So you got to think about these things. Stop wanting everything today. Stop wanting things today. I want it today. I don't want it 15 years from now. Are you crazy? No, you're crazy if you're going to work a job for 69 years and retire for pennies and not want to wait 10 or 15 for something that can make you a multimillionaire. For instance, Google, if you would have put $500 or $1,000 in Google when it was at pennies, then you would be a multimillionaire. But we don't think about those things. That's because we don't do the research, we don't do the education, we don't read books. Read The Intelligent Investor. Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Very good book. You know, read some of these things. We don't do healthy financial education. We just go to school to get a good job and go work for somebody for the rest of our lives and never have any free time. Never have any time to enjoy your family and the people you love. Freedom is the most important. Freedom is everything. I want freedom. I want to be able to go, come, and do what I want to do. Not do anything crazy, but be able to say, you know, I don't feel like doing anything for a week and I just want to rest and enjoy myself with my family. That's what I want to do. And that's where I'm going towards. And that's why I have built the muscle to be able to say, let those investments just sit and don't sell no matter what. If they go to zero, they go to zero. If they go to zero, they go to zero. And I'll be right there. Hey, at least I tried. I don't want to be looking 15 years down the road and said, man, I sold that asset. I bought it at 17 cents. And now it's $150 a freaking token. Let me read you something. I think this is so interesting because this, something's going on. You don't know, I don't know, something is, but this is a post from Brad Garlinghouse from the X platform. And it's like, he said, if Gary Gensler and the SEC were rational, they would have moved on from this case long ago. It certainly hasn't protected investors, which it has not. It's damaged them. You know, it's a different show. And instead has damaged the credibility and reputation of the SEC. Somehow, they still haven't gotten the message. They lost on everything that matters. Ripple, the crypto industry, and the rule of law has already prevailed. That is so true. It's very true. But people aren't looking at that. They're just trusting what everybody else is saying, which is fine. While we're fighting in court for as long as we need, let's be clear. XRP status as a non-security is the law of the land today. It's the law of the land today. I didn't say it. And that doesn't even change, even in the face of this misguided and infuriating appeal. Remember, when the SEC tried unsuccessfully to file an interlocutory appeal, they made clear they had no intentions of challenging XRP's status as a non-security. It is what it is. Like I said before, do your research, make your own decisions. I think it's deeper than what people think, man. Let's read this real quick. I'm gonna let you guys go. But this is from Stuart Otorati. The SEC's decision to appeal is disappointing, but not surprising. This just prolonged what's already a complete embarrassment for the agency. The court already rejected the SEC's suggestion that Ripple acted recklessly, and there were no allegations of fraud. And of course, there were no victims or losses. Not by Ripple. We didn't lose because of Ripple. I'll leave that right there. Okay? Instead of faithfully applying the law, this agency, under their chair, continues to engage in litigation warfare against the industry. We are evaluating whether to file a cross appeal. Either way, the SEC's lawsuit has been irrational and misguided from the start. And we're ready to prove that yet again in this appellate court, once again, taking the lead for the industry. This is a good team, man. This is a good team. I don't know. The SEC, I think they know what they're up against. They're just too proud, and they have a standard that they have to keep their guns up until death in front of the public, because they've been around for so long. I get it, but someone in there, I don't want to call his name, has caused some misguided and some stupidity, and they're in a kind of pickle. But coincidence, this is the last thing he said, coincidence that the SEC enforcement director announced his resignation about an hour before this. That's deep. Let me read that again. A coincidence that the SEC's enforcement director announced his resignation about an hour before this appeal. There's something going on. There's something going on in that hen house. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, hey guys, thank you for stopping in. Keep your heads up. Don't feel bad about what's going on. You gotta make your own decisions. If that's not what you wanna do, if you don't wanna be a part of this, by all means, man, get out. You have to make that decision, and you gotta be happy. You gotta make sure you're doing the right thing for yourself and your family. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else out there. We're just giving you information of what we're doing, and maybe that can help you along to make better decisions, whether it's to be a part of it or to not be a part of it. But anyway, if you guys like the information that I'm bringing to you, please like and subscribe, share. It just helps the channel grow. It's free. And we're going to talk about some real cool stuff moving forward. The next, I'm going to talk about some more of my extra colognes. A couple of my followers like to hear me talk about my collection. Today, I'm wearing a really cool one because we got some hot weather again, which is interesting, but it is Missoni Wave. This is a really good one. It's fresh, and it dries down to a nice creamy wood. It's really nice. And tonka bean, I believe it's in it. This is an inspiration or a combination of Chanel Allure Sport, which is a really creamy, fresh cologne, and Versace Pour Homme, which is very fresh. It's a classic, but this is a cross between both. Very cheap, very inexpensive, worth it if you want to try a sample. Don't just go out and buy it. But anyway, hey guys, like and share. It only helps. It's free. Click that button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.